it's the lacquer in the air. So we got a really cool project today, and I'm with Journeyman John once again, and we've got some trim right here, and this is a stained and lacquered trim, and it's kind of a, I don't know, like a lighter colored, I don't know how you would describe it.
Like a golden oakish.
Golden oakish, yeah, something like that. And so the customer didn't want to paint this trim. It's kind of a whole lot of work to paint it because it wasn't paint grade, but they wanted it to be what they described as a dark ebony color, or not ebony,
like
but
espresso
color. And they wanted it, but then they didn't want it to be opaque. Didn't want it to have that painted look to it. So what did we do? We came up with what we call
toner.
Lacquer toners. And if you've never heard of that, well, it's kind of simple. It's just stain in lacquer. And what we did is I took down a piece of this sample, this trim, took it down to our local cabinet shop that makes up all our pigmented lacquers, and asked them to mix us up a toner that would give me kind of an espresso color. And so they took a sample of this and they started adding toner in it and spraying it on there until they achieved the look that I wanted. And then we said, yeah, so here we are doing this. And how's the process go, John?
It's pretty simple. You make sure your trim is clean. Use you can use glosser, or you can use denatured alcohol, something like that. Probably not a good idea, especially on an older home, to sand it, because if there are any contaminants, you're just going to move that around, heat it up, and push it into the lacquer more, and kind of spread your problem around. Beyond that, it's pretty simple. It's kind of touch and go. You feel it out, and you know, once you put it on, it's not like you can take it off. So you want to start probably on lighter coats and then build up to that look you want and that opacity that you want.
Yeah, every lacquer toner job you work on is going to have its own characteristics and look a little bit different. And so I started on one side of this project here, and just went into one window and just started working with one window and trying to achieve the look that I wanted. And you just want to start off putting a little bit and just start building up from there. If you get it too heavy, you can never go back, really. So you can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. And that's one of the characteristics with lacquer toners, is we can't make this look any lighter, but we can make it look darker, and we can do a lot of different things with it. And we did run into a problem. When I started working, started spraying some of the door jambs and doors, we ran into a major fisheye problem. And so we kind of had to just work with that. And the fisheye end, the lacquer toner looks really good if you spray it on and you just if you leave it. But then with the fisheye problems, we had to kind of improvise and do something different. And John's, I developed the technique of just taking a brush, and we're just using a chip brush and brushing over the whole door jamb that has the fisheye, and kind of giving it, what would you call, like an antique look?
Yeah, it almost looks like glaze, except now we don't have to go through the process again of putting a lacquer over the top of that glaze.
Yeah, so you kind of just have to just deal with the situation as it goes. And then I did the one door jamb, called the customer in, said, is this going to be acceptable to you? If not, we're going to have to do something else. The customer really liked it. And so we just continued going on with where we were. We're going to be showing you in this video some video footage of us using the toners and how we're going about using it, and spraying it and leaving it and just spraying it and then back brushing it. But the fisheye problem, John, you were spraying with one of the doors, and you kind of noticed something and had a question. And
yeah, you know, it's starting to spray one of these doors, and the fisheye, you could see it in kind of a swooping pattern. And typically when you see that contaminant, you'll see it in a couple of places specifically. But the swoosh was a little unusual. Swish, swoosh,
white mark,
swirl, white mark. And so we came to find out that in the recent past, it had just had lemon oil applied all over the whole.
Yeah, and I think John even asked me, I think it looks like somebody's wiped these things down with lemon oil. I went and contacted the customer who's prepping this place to get it ready to be painted, and all the trim being painted and stuff. And I asked them what cleaners they were using to clean and get ready, and they said lemon oil. And lemon oil is one of the worst things you can ever put on your wood trim. If you're ever thinking about re-clear coating it or ever thinking about painting it, you never want to put any type of lemon oil on it. And I just recommend to the customer, just, you know, for the rest of the project, just to clean it with warm soap and water, and use Dawn. So I think that's your best bet to getting something ready to lacquer. You don't want to use any type of chemicals, because you could possibly run into fisheye problems. So here we go, we're gonna continue on. We've been working on this project now since yesterday, and I'm gonna walk you through, show you some of the stuff we've already done, what it looks like, and do keep in mind, you know, we ran into a lot of issues with fisheye. We worked with the customer trying to achieve different looks with the stain and the lacquer toner, and they like the look, and this is what we're continuing to do. So here we go, check it out.